swarms of ants eating that stuff. My son and I put some drops out on the stovetop because this is where we always see them. And there were a few when we put it out, and then we went and took our dog for a walk, and when we came back, it was like 4 or 5 times the amount that were here when we were doing the video earlier of antithesis.
Yeah. Disgusting.
It is absolutely disgusting. I mean, look at this. They end up swimming in the stuff.
That's how much they want it.
Look at this. They have like a little super highway right here going across my granite countertop. And if you watch them, they all bump into each other. They touch antennas. From what I understand, that is a form of communication for them. At least that's what I've read. And I guess they do their kind of like sniffing, or their sense of smell is through their antennas. And then I also just learned recently that when they walk, they leave some kind of a trail behind, a scent of some kind. A snail leaving his goop behind. And so that's how the ants are able to, I mean, they're everywhere. And I mean, my son and I have been killing them for the past couple months, and there are times where we would see maybe half this amount or a third of this amount, and we'd kill them all with our fingers, only to come back a couple hours later and see that many more. And we have sprayed bug and ant spray how many times? Countless in this house. We've done it behind the stove. We've done it inside these Lazy Susan cabinets. We punched a hole in the wall behind the stove and set off a bug bomb. I set off a bug bomb in the attic. I've sprayed bug spray along the floorboards and baseboards through all the areas of the house where we would think that they would come in at, and they're still coming in. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm hoping that this Taro liquid ant bait does the trick. Because these guys are so bad in this house that we have them up on the ceiling. See those brown dots?
As we discovered in Antithesis.
Yeah, we actually discovered this in the prior video. And
because I was just watching the stovetop and just, enjoying the show, and I just saw an ant appear out of nowhere.
And this was earlier when we didn't have as many ants on the stovetop. But in the past few months, when we go and we actually go and, squish an ant with our finger, I would do that. There might be an ant like right here. I would squish it and kill it, and then bring it over here to the sink, literally rub it off with my fingers, and then turn around and come back 3 seconds later, and there would be an ant right in the middle of the stove. Now, they do seem to hide under these chrome drip plates, but at the same time, and they move pretty quick, but there's no way in the amount of time that I would have killed an ant, come over here, rubbed it off in the sink, and then turn around and have an ant right in the middle of the thing. I was like, where are these guys appearing from? Well, come to find out, they must be around this fan. And then, how long ago was it when all those ants had invaded your bedroom and they were all in the smoke detector? That was 2 years ago?
A couple years ago.
And it was so bad, the ceiling mount, these kind with the when I bought this house, they had the smoke alarms that are all connected together through this network wire or something, and they all go off together whenever one, like if this one goes off, then it sets off the other ones in the house. Anyway, so then earlier today, we also discovered that they are all over my wall. And they're going in behind the cabinets here sometimes, but then I think some of these are actually just they're going up to the ceiling, going across the ceiling, and either coming in and out of that fan vent, or there's got to be maybe someplace. But I mean, I have saturated all the baseboards, all like I have a piece of trim that's missing underneath there to connect the two laminate flooring, which they're different flooring. So I ended up having to pull that piece up because it had broken. And so, I would think that maybe they were coming from underneath. Oh, and they're in the dishwasher. They're all over the dishwasher. I can open the dishwasher. And, okay, they're not in there right now because we don't have any dishes for them to go after. But,
there's one there.
Well, he's not in. He's on the out. Anyway, opened up our dishwasher to find scores of them in there. And that's with the dishwasher door locked shut, clicked shut. So, I'm in Tacoma, Washington, and they go away during the wintertime, but then they always come back out in spring and then stay throughout the summer.
It may surge throughout the summer, actually.
And my next door neighbors have both said that they have ant problems in their house also. We live on a hill here in Tacoma, and my son thinks that this hill we live on could possibly be just a gargantuan ant hill. I mean, because again, we probably killed 1,000 ants over the past 3 months, easily. And then now you've got this, just massive infestation here. And I'm hoping this liquid bait kills them. I hope it takes it back to the colony, kills the queen. I mean, look at this. They're on the front of the stove. They're everywhere. And, there'll be times where I'm standing in the kitchen and all of a sudden I'll feel one on the back of my neck. And I'm like, where the hell did it come from? It must have fallen from the ceiling. You got one here trying to get into the cabinet. They're in the bathroom. They're in your bedroom. They're in my bedroom. They're in the office. So, anyway, so we've tried a lot of different stuff. Like I said, I had not tried this route yet, the Taro liquid. I had tried borax and sugar before, and that didn't seem to work. So the lady at Home Depot tonight said that this stuff works, and she even said she spilled a drop on her countertop, and the ant went to it and started drinking it. And my son and I didn't quite believe her, but that's why we've kind of done this. But I also did this so we could actually just see how many ants there are. And we can also see whether they're taking the bait, which we can obviously see they are taking the bait. So now it's just a matter of seeing whether they take it back to the queen in the colony, spit it back up to them, and then it kills the colony. So anyway, if you guys have ant problems, let us know where you are in the country, and then if you've done anything to be successful with getting rid of the ants. Now, I have a crawl space under my home, but it's not even big enough for somebody to truly crawl underneath. And from what I can see from the crawl space vent outlets on the outside of the house, there appears to be quite a bit of insulation under the flooring of the home. So I don't know how anybody's going to get underneath there because if they're in the middle of the house here underneath, there's no way I'm going to be able to without having to tear up the floor, and I refuse to do that. So anyway, yeah, if you have ant problems and you were successful in getting rid of them, as far as I know, these are the sugar ants, or I guess they're picnic ants is what they're also referred to. To my knowledge, I don't have any carpenter ants that I can tell. So anyway, leave a comment below if you've had success getting rid of ants, or if you've had an ant problem yourself, and then also let us know what part of the country you're in. Just, for shits and giggles to kind of get an idea of. I mean, this is the first place where I've ever had ants this bad. I've lived in quite a few different places, and does seem to be the worst. So anyway, this is Briscoe and Ricardo, and even though we are not putting this up on our FSBS channel, this will go up to the Truth Wins Every Time channel. And then my son also has a gaming channel, Pixel Pig Gaming. So if you want to check that out, that would be great too. Pixel Pig Gaming, FSBS, and then Truth Wins Every Time. And then I also have a YouTube channel where I do voiceover and kind of comedic type stuff. So anyway, signing off at 12:39 a.m. on June 19th, 2020. Peace.
Peace.